Hi! Today I want to talk about summer learning loss and explain a little bit what it is and what you can do to prevent it. So there are a lot of studies out there that show that students, on average, will lose 25 to 30% of the material that they learned during the previous school year. This means that all of the material that your student learned during the school year, everything that they studied, everything that you helped them with, they will forget 25 to 30% of it over the summer because they're not using it. And this is more acute in math and science than it is for reading, but we see that kind of all over the map. And so that's what summer learning loss is. And how can you prevent it? So to prevent summer learning loss, you just need to continue using the material that you learned. The reason that students forget so much of it is because they don't use it, right? They're not doing math, they're not doing physics and bio over the summer, and therefore they forget a lot of the material they learned. And as a teacher, this is something that you see all the time. You see students coming back in September and they've forgotten so much of the material that they learned the year before. And so at Spark Tutors, we have what we call summer prep, and it's what we can do to help your student. So what we do, the first thing we do is we start by going over the material that they learned last year. So let's say that your student just finished Algebra 1 and he's going into geometry. All of our tutors have been trained and know the standards covered in Algebra 1, and so they can go over everything and make sure that everything is solid. Let's say that your student was sick some point during the year and didn't understand absolute value functions and how to graph them. We would go over that. We would make sure that that material is strong and that they understand all of the material covered in Algebra 1. That's the first thing that we're going to do. And then we're going to look ahead to next year. They would be going into geometry, and so we can start looking at that. We can introduce that material for the first time. Talk about the vocab, talk about these different concepts, triangles and quadrilaterals and parallel lines and perpendicular lines and all of that good stuff, so that when they see it in class next year, it will not be the first time. It will be familiar to them, and they can start their school year on super, super solid ground. So yeah, that's what we do. I highly recommend summer prep. And our tutors really, really try to make it fun. We know it's summertime. Your student probably doesn't want to do a ton of math, but we have great tutors who keep it fun, keep it light, but still are able to review material from last year and introduce everything that they will be seeing next year.